Figured I'd go over my bob a little bit here today while I got some time to kill. I was out here in about 8 kilometers from Algonquin Park, Northern Ontario, Canada. January 7th, 2012. I came in and did some night hike last night. I came in under dark, set up my camp, got my fire going, got some sleep. This morning I got up, made some tea and some breakfast. Then I went for a little snowshoe hike. I broke some trail up into the hills for maybe next weekend when I bring my wife out. I'll already have the trails broken. So, my bob. My bob, get-home bag, survival kit, whatever, it's all broken down into different modular levels. The very first basic level, I don't get it on my sleeping bag without this level. A knife, a whistle, and a light. I used to have a magnesium block on there, but that's with my knife now. So that's the first level. And the second level, actually having my little fanny pack system on. Got my knife, fire starter, and whatnot. I never leave the camp without my Fiskars hatchet. Now in here, all I carry, I got some binoculars in here, pretty much, and then in here, depending upon the weapon I'm carrying, I keep ammunition in there, some glow sticks. And then side pockets, I just keep some extra batteries. Not that I believe in electronic doodads out in the woods, but sometimes you have what you have. And if you're going to have it, you might as well have backup. All right, so then we get into my actual system itself, which is just this fishing vest that I use, a weight distribution system. Now, I've been tweaking this a lot over the last year, so this is just a sharpener for my Fiskars. This pocket here, what I carry in here is light. I got a crank flashlight. I got a couple of glow sticks in there. And then I have my little emergency fishing kit right here. Sinkers, leaders, some little attractors in there. Just enough to catch some little panfish or whatnot. This pocket is first aid kit. Advil nice and handy. Iodine nice and handy. I've got a dropper for my iodine nice and handy. And then I've got a full, complete first aid kit in there. A little bit of everything in there, okay? You never know what you're going to run into. I've got cough medicines in there, Dristan, cold head pills, painkillers, tweezers, scissors, gauze, all the usual stuff, okay? Then in the back pocket, I usually keep some of my electronic doodads in here that I'm carrying. This is a little tube of incense sticks that I've cut, and this is just a little bit of mental relaxation. And right now, I've got my phone in my other pocket. That's where I sometimes keep my phone is in there. All right, then off to the other, the top. This is my hygiene kit. I've got some soap in here now. Normally I got a little vial of mouthwash in there and toothpaste and stuff. Just a little stuff to keep your brain going. And then I got one compass is here. Other side. Front pouch is electrolyte vitamin mix. You drop these in with your water. You get your vitamin C, antioxidants. You can keep going while you're on the go. So you can last a fair long time without food, but without water. This is super water. Okay, this is my tool pouch pocket. In here I keep a bunch of different doodads. This is a hand crank. You crank it, and I got a couple different plugs. I got it on eBay, and this will let me recharge my cell phones and electronic devices out here in the wilderness. So that's very handy. I think I got it for $8 on eBay. Heavy duty, very heavy duty repair thread that I keep in here. I've used this many a times for repairing everything from backpacks to clothing. Handy to have. Crazy glue. Don't leave home without it. Quick repairs. Quick bandage. You know, you can stop off some pretty bad bleeding with that pretty quickly. As long as it's not too deep, mind you. And then in here I've got my gun kit. I have just enough for a little bit of field cleaning. I got my brush and my pokey sticks. I got some rags on strings for dragging through barrels, and I've got a little bit of gun oil and gun solvent in there as well. so that if I'm out in the wilderness, I can maintain my firearms, at least field dressing. Now, if I was going to go long term, I do have another kit. Maybe I'll get into someday that I carry. It's a reload kit for my rifle so that I don't have to carry thousands of rounds of ammunition. I just carry 100 rounds and I can reload it with 1,000 rounds if I want to. Okay, and the other inside pocket we have here, I have a rat trap for trapping if I need, and then I keep my wallet in here when I'm in the bush. I've also got snare wire of a couple different grades in there. And that's about all that there is in that pocket right now. All right, inside. 2 Mylar blankets for keeping you warm. This is my main mosquito netting. I have a backup netting in there. Northern Ontario in the spring, summer, even into the late summer, the bugs out here drive most people insane. You've got to have bug gear. You can't carry enough insect repellent, so have something long sleeves and something to get over top of your hands and your face. Opposite side, rain poncho. This is just a cheap, generic one. Really, dollar store, I think, is where I got this one. Pretty cheap. But I have a backup. And then I have a change of socks and a change of underwear in here as well. Now in the back, here, this is what I'm doing. I'm not carrying an extra pack. I'll put some water in here in my little stove. Okay. Now in between the pouch that's in here, I keep a very large, heavy-duty tarp. I've also got a fairly good model camouflaged rain poncho in there as well. So I've got a couple options for covering myself up, making shelter. Oh, and I almost forgot my fire kit pocket. I'm so used to digging into it. This is the container that I keep my fire starting goodies in. The hole in the top, and as you can see, it's been used for making char cloth. So the container I store my char cloth in is also the one that I make the char cloth. So I've got a pretty fresh magnesium block in there. This is a 100% cotton cord that I've got for either doing a bowstring or starting fire like Polynesian native style. You pull the cord around the wood. And then I've got a bag of char rope in there that I made. So if I run out, if I rip off a pair of jeans and cord it up, I can throw it in here and make myself some new char cord on the fly. Wicked stuff. I never bring matches or lighters out in the woods anymore. I've gotten so proficient in using this. I carry a little bit of heavy-duty aluminum foil if I should lose my plot. And then a couple other ways of starting fire. I've got some magnifying glass. I have my hobo knife in here. And then sometimes I use this. This is one of those little pocket stores that uses the propane butane mixtures. I don't always bring it. I don't always like to use it. In the wintertime, it's really not efficient for converting water into liquid and then into boiling water. It uses up a lot of fuel. In the summertime and when I'm hunting, it's really convenient. But otherwise, it's $7 for a can of fuel that isn't much use to you out here. And that is pretty much the entire system. If I'm wearing my pack with me, then that's when I'm carrying my luxury items, all right? If I have my pack with me, then I'm going to have in my pack extra clothing, and I'm going to have my sleeping system, which after my testing last night will be the Canadian military sleeping bag system with the bivvy. It's warmer, I've discovered, than the American bag, and for whatever reason, that's going to be the way I'm going to be going. Now, next time I come out, I found a spot where I'm going to make a camp up on the hill, but I didn't feel like trudging through the bush to get up there today. So I got a trail really close made, and next time I come out with my wife, maybe I'll get her to give me a hand and I'll put together a shelter, and maybe I'll get her on tape and let you see what I'm going to be doing. And that's pretty much that. Knives, I've got the Columbia River, nice and truly. Ultima, given to me not too long ago by the son-in-law. I haven't really had a chance to try it out. You know, I'm a bugger. I wreck things, so I don't rarely buy very expensive gear. Unless it's something really good that's going to last a long time, and hope I don't lose it. I've been known to lose the most ridiculous things out here. Last weekend I lost my wood raft that was attached to my utility belt, and I'm not sure how I did that. So, in the spring maybe I'll find it. So there, this is pretty much my entire kit. Sometimes I'll carry extra food with me if I got my backpack and I'm going to go out for a couple days. I don't rough it so much anymore. I like to go out and have fun. I've been practicing these skills since I was probably 12 years old. It's been a long time. But it's also been a long time since I started doing this winter camping, so that's why I'm out here the last couple of weeks. For refamiliarizing myself. It's really, really easy to do this stuff in the summer. You know, especially in the fall when there's no bugs. But I'll tell you, you're humping these packs out here in this terrain. Wow, I'm glad I'm practicing. I would not want to have shit hit the fan and not be practicing, especially out here. Well, all right, there you go. That's my Bob. Any questions, let me know. If you want to see anything done out here, let me know. I've got quite a bit of space. A little bit of time over the next couple of weeks. So if you want to see something, let me know. Otherwise, take care, and I'll talk to you next time.